this game ends up going the distance here. Simply the incoming match. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to game number 4 of this best of 7 ESports.DK Starcraft LAN final. We're spawning in the top right corner of Overgrowth, up 2-1 in the series so far. He goes by the name SpaceMarine. His equally Protoss-ish opponent, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner as the teal player, representing ECV, we have Snovski. SpaceMarine currently 2-1 up, being able to better multitask in game number 3, using his double immortal drop to successfully kill off a ridiculous number of probes, over 30 by the end of the game, while at the same time just about fending off Snovski's aggression. So able to do both of those things at once, and as a result coming away with that game victory. But it is by no means one. It is the first player to 4 victories that seals the victory in this tournament. And right now, SpaceMarine, okay, he's ahead, but not by that much. These guys have to be just a little bit careful. So we'll see what happens on Overgrowth now. Both these players having a pretty dynamic series so far. I'd say this series has been full of harassment, full of counter-attacking, full of action, not too much in the way of sitting back and waiting for anyone else to attack. So in that sense, I actually really like what's been going on. And I'm really enjoying it from an entertainment point of view. Hopefully you guys are as well at home. And he's just going to be scouting quickly for any proxies before spotting where his opponent is. We can see that Snovski also checking out this sort of area, which is very popular for proxy gates. But neither player is going to be going for those routes this time around. We have a very early second gas coming out from Snovski here. So potentially something to know. We'll just keep an eye on how many workers he chooses to put in each one of those gas geysers. Just the one back home at the moment for SpaceMarine, whose probe will actually spot that both these gases have already been taken. So cybernetics core goes in, and it is just going to be 2 workers in each. So he's going to see this and go, oh, actually, this might not be anything out of the ordinary at all. In fact, he's just going to be a little bit annoying. Needs to be careful. Good surround there from Snovski, but SpaceMarine did have the good common sense to just click a mineral patch and make sure that probe manages to walk away. So really, really good stuff there from him. Keeping that scout alive and able to continue harassing if he wants to. Ooh, and trying once again, just denying a little bit of mining time as Snovski pulls pretty much everything. Is he going to go for it a third time? He's really trying for it right now. You can't blame him. And Snovski, this time he isn't taking the bait. He's thinking, well, hang on a second. You probably know how to handle this. So fair enough. I'm going to wait for you to get bored. I've got my mothership core coming. I've just had my zealot that I've got coming out onto the field. You're not really going to be able to survive here much longer. So enjoy these little victories while you can. And here is a Twilight Council coming out from SpaceMarine. So he's taking the second gas now as well. Both sides now have 6 probes in gas. And we have a Stargate, actually, for the first time in this series, from either side, coming out from Snovski. So this is going to be very interesting indeed. Are we going to see Oracle play out? Both players, I feel, have been so aggressive in this series so far with their choices of strategy that it really wouldn't surprise me just to get in there, maybe as a multitasking thing while you have an army engaging somewhere else. See if you can get in 10-12 worker kills. It's definitely possible. There's a Dark Shrine coming out from SpaceMarine. So we're noticing a pattern here, guys. Every game after Snovski goes Dark Shrine, we've seen SpaceMarine go Dark Shrine as well. And it is indeed going to be an Oracle from Snovski. So we're going to see very, very aggressive actions. Now, he needs this Oracle, technically, to basically see these invisible units, unless he gets an observer out in time, because he did actually just put down, to be fair, the robotics facility. So he's not going to have to use the Oracle to grant vision, which means he will be able to use it to try and screw up as much of his opponent's economy as possible. There's one catch. I believe this probe is just going to spot the Oracle move out almost instantaneously. He is not going to like the fact that this pylon is there at all. Does see the Oracle. Is this probe also going to see it? Yes, it is. It flies straight past his vision. And SpaceMarine should now know this is coming. Immediate cancel by the looks of things. We've got the Dark Shrine about to complete. Blink actually starting as well. He's got the natural expansion coming in, which is pretty bold at the moment, and he's waiting for the photon overcharge. He knows the oracle's coming in. He's constantly watching out for it here. There's the oracle. There's the photon overcharge, and no way, Jose, says SpaceMarine here. The Dark Shrine is now complete, so we'll keep an eye out now. We've got a couple of Zealots and a Stalker. You're going to force the cancel, actually, in the natural expansion. That gets forced. And, oh, this Dark Templar, he's going to move into the main base. Snovski hasn't seen it just yet. Now he sees it, but is it any good? Never mind. Oh, he's got... Oh, this is really difficult. He actually had the Immortal on at the moment. He didn't have the Observer being built. And this DT is absolutely going to town right now. Is SpaceMarine going to be able to win this game right here, right now? 2 Dark Templars here, managing to actually avoid the probes at the moment, it has to be said. I don't know where they're running off to. They really could just be doing more damage, maybe. But the Observer is actually out here, so maybe he's just saving it for a follow-up pusher if he wants that to become an Archon in case he wants to push up the ramp or something similar. I don't know. But Snovski right now, how many workers is he? He's lost 5 at the moment. The Oracle's coming in for a second pass, but once again, just not able to get much done thanks to these Stalkers in the mineral line. So really, really good defense coming out of here from SpaceMarine. He currently leads 29 to 24 workers, and more importantly, guys, this expansion has only just come down again for Snovski. I cannot stress how important that is, because you can just be chrono boosting these probes out of 2 nexuses for goodness knows how long, and you'll be completely fine. These Nexi over here are just going to produce far more workers than Snovski is for the next couple of in-game minutes. We've got, okay, and there we go, and what are we talking about? We're talking about that potential Archon bust. Here it comes. We have an Archon here just trying to get as much damage done as possible at the natural. See if he can get it cancelled again. And, well, we actually have an Observer with the army this time from Snovski, so even these Dark Templars aren't going to be able to do too much, but they could make a second Archon, and maybe another Warp-in and Harassment coming in could do a bit of damage here. Snovski, in the meantime, is a little bit stuck with this Oracle. Only 1 kill, really not where an Oracle wants to be, but he is completely surrounded by Stalkers at the moment, and there's just nothing he can do about that. Round 2 coming in now on this natural expansion. Is it going to be enough? It looks like he's going to surround, and he's going to get it cancelled again. This is advantage. Oh, doesn't get it cancelled as well. That's 300 mineral lots. Definitely advantage SpaceMarine here, as Snovski is seriously smarting. He is on 1 base and 29 workers, 39 workers here, and this Oracle is completely and utterly surrounded right now. SpaceMarine is looking good to potentially go 3-1 up in this series. Don't count our chickens, though. He's only up 8 supply at the moment, but his worker advantage is just so big right now. It's 42 to 30, and in a mirror matchup, that is gigantic. Forge about to complete now for him as well, so he's even going to get the earlier upgrades. This is just a great position for SpaceMarine. How on earth is Snovski going to respond? He needs to keep a hold of this natural expansion. He loses that again, and it's basically curtains for him. I mean, he's behind now, but he'd be incredibly, ridiculously, insurmountably behind if he lost this again. Hallucinated Phoenix is just going to be scouting out for that pylon location by the looks of things, and where the army is. I don't think he's going to quite see it. No, he won't. So SpaceMarine here still has time to gather an army and maybe move in. We can see his conglomerating around the 3rd base location, but he's actually moving home at the moment. He just wants to take up a more defensive position. We have the Phoenix just scouting out what's going on inside the main base at the moment. A sentry tickling him quite a lot, but nothing too out of the ordinary, and a cannon is going to be able to finish that off. In the meantime, oh, and we have a Warp Prism coming in here. Oh, didn't mean to select the rocks there. There we go. So the double Immortal play that has just been so popular all series long is just going to go undetected, actually, by the army here of SpaceMarine. So moving beyond that Watchtower vision there, not able to see any of it. Let's see how much damage Snovski is going to get done here. That's a lot of gateways incoming, and there's actually a pretty nice sweet spot sort of behind here just for the Immortals to absolutely go ham. The cannon is going to go down very quickly indeed. And, well, Photon Overcharge actually being deployed here, but I wonder if the Immortals could have stayed and tried to pick something off. We've decided against that so far. Snovski was thinking about moving out to the edge there, but actually SpaceMarine has other ideas, and he wants to do an attack of his own right now. We have a Warp Prism coming into the main base with a Dark Templar. There is no detection inside the mineral line. 2 DTs absolutely ravishing the probe line here. and this is really difficult, having to use that recall so that the Observer can come out here. Not really the greatest use of resources coming out from Snovski, and now we have the second attack coming in at the natural expansion as well. His army needs to be in 2 places at once, but it's so difficult right now. The Warp Prism trying to keep the army occupied with some Zealot Warpins. He's got those 2 Immortals as well. The natural is going to go down once again, and SpaceMarine is definitely taking a huge lead in this game. Let's take a look at what's happening in his base on the minimap. Nothing. He is actually fine in the natural. Inside the main, we have the double Immortal drop coming in as well. Warpins of Zealot to try and fix this problem. We have the Photon Overcharge going on there. In the meantime, is this attack being cleaned up? Well, kind of, but those 2 Archons are providing a lot of punch in the back, and he needs to be very careful indeed. Oh, so does he about the Colossus, and the Colossus falling as well for Snovski. That was such a key unit in the defense here, and now I'm no longer sure he can even hold this off at all. More Zealots being warped in from SpaceMarine. Yes, this Warp Prism is still alive. Oh, I say that. It is gone. GG! And SpaceMarine, ladies and gentlemen, goes 3-1 up in this best of 7.